Good morning, and look at the weather today. Wall-to-wall sunshine for the time being. First day out in the car today since my 30 days. Well, actually it's been a bit longer than that, but we'll get on the road. We're just going to go for breakfast. We'll get on the road and we'll have a chat. See you in a bit. What an absolutely beautiful day. So for you watching this has dropped quite well, because as I said, I had a couple of videos to drop before you saw what we will refer to as the stroke video, and then I filmed the stroke video 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago I think it was. Could have come out last week. I was allowed to drive last weekend, but the weather was just awful. So, because all I've done in that month of being at home is just keep getting the car out of the bubble, cleaning it, polishing it. I mean, I just filmed one time there that you watched last week, but that's been in and out of that bubble more times than I don't know what. And the car's exceptionally clean. So last weekend the weather was dire, so we didn't do anything. And then I didn't get a chance to pop out in the week. Yesterday, it looked like it was going to rain. One of the 3 apps I run said it was, the other 2 said it wasn't. And because the car is so clean, I wasn't prepared to take a risk. But it did say today was going to be nice. Now today I had the full intention of going to the Colford show over near Ipswich, about an hour and 20 away, and I started heading off literally 2 minutes from home, and I thought, you know what, I can't be bothered to drive that far today. So, which is really good that I'm not planning to meet anybody. So I'm just thinking, you know what, I'm just going to go over to North Weald, where we used to have Steve's Breakfast Club car meets. I'm just going to go to the cafe, have a fry up, go home, wipe the car down, and that'll do it today. It's just about giving the car a run, really. Yeah, so thank you ever so much everybody in the comments for all the well wishes and that. It absolutely blew me away. Thank you ever so much. It's that was really, really nice of everybody. A couple of people asked me for my symptoms, and I apologise for not putting them in the last video. So what happened was, I work a split shift, 3 hours off I get. And I fell asleep, as I normally do, and I woke up about an hour and a half later, and all down my right hand side I couldn't move it. My brain told me that I was doing that with my fist, right? But I was actually only doing that, so that was weird. After a few minutes I got more back and I could do that. My brain still told me I was clenching my fist, because I got to there and it felt the same as that. Same with the toes. But after every few minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, whatever it was, I didn't really time it, so it's difficult to gauge the actual time, I would get a little bit more movement. Then I remembered the advert in the UK here, they ran a stroke advert a few years ago, There's a picture of a chap's brain on fire and couldn't speak and whatnot. So I thought, am I having a stroke? Now, a normal person would then think, right, I'm going to ring 999 then, you know, the emergency services, let's get an ambulance here. But I'm not a normal person. The NHS is in enough trouble. They don't need me ringing them up, adding to their woes. And I'm not one for doctors anyway. So, and I was getting better, slowly it was getting better. So I think, well, if I do call an ambulance, by the time the ambulance comes, it'll probably be as right as rain. Then I look like an idiot. So I didn't bother calling anyone. I didn't even tell my wife, much to her dismay. And then I got up off the recliner and I started to walk about a bit, and I felt I could walk, but I had a bit of a limp, and then the limp just got less and less. Went back to work, potted around a bit, didn't do a great deal, and then a few hours later I was fine, back to normal. And I thought, well, that confirms the whole don't bother ringing the doctor's malarkey, you know. And then Saturday morning into Sunday, I started to get a very, very sore head. No, I mean like a sensitive head. You could touch only on a certain part of my skull, you could feel every blade of hair. That was on and off over the weekend, and that got to really quite bad on Monday evening. At this point, I told my wife everything that had been going on. She had a fit, not literally, but you know what I mean. And got a bit of a ticking off, as you do, probably deserved it. Told me to ring the doctors, said, do you want to go to A&E? I said, no, you know. She knew that was a wasted time saying that. Got to Tuesday morning, said to me to ring the doctors. I hadn't rang the doctors. And then Wednesday morning, have you rang the doctors? No. So she proceeded to ring the doctors on my behalf, because I've filled in the form at the doctors and she has full medical malarkey at the doctor. She can talk to them as much as I can talk to them. There's no data protection. I've signed the form. So she spoke to somebody, and then a paramedic rang me to assess me. I told them everything that had gone on. They couldn't believe that I was talking about something that had happened a few days before and not that morning. So I got a little bit of a ticking off there again. Sometimes it'd be just paid to just ring the emergency services to start with, wouldn't it? Then you wouldn't keep getting told off. And then she said she'll talk to the, I think they were like the urgent assessment team or something, and ring me back. Anyway, half hour later, she rings me back and she says, I've spoken to the emergency assessment team. You need to go to A&E now. Now, when a paramedic tells you that, you tend to listen to them. You don't listen to your wife telling you, or anyone else, but you do tend to listen to a paramedic. So off I went down to the hospital, and then over 2 days, we're now at Wednesday, Thursday. Over 2 days, I had an ECG and I don't know what I had everything going. It was all happening, it was. MRI, bloods, everything happened. Passed all tests. So, like I said last week, I'm on the tablets for it, I'm okay. But it was a very weird and surreal feeling to come out today in the car. Now this is quite weird now, because this used to be packed here. And then they started charging. And now what we got here, half a dozen cars. weird to see that car meet there with about 4 or 5 cars there. First time I've been over since Steve's club don't come no more. It used to be packed over here. And like I say, they wanted to start charging, and Steve was having none of it. So he pulled the club out, and fair play to everyone that follows him, because they don't come. And he's sorting a new venue now, so fingers crossed we will see a new venue soon. Nobody on the runway. No. Well, there might be something right down the other end there. It might just be my eyes. Well, yeah, I think it is something. Black one. Don't know. Who knows? Got a few old buses over there. Now, as I've said before on these vids, that there is another cafe further round called Rosie Lee's or Squadron, or both names, I don't know. Rosie Lee's Squadron, that's what it might be. But by the time you get to Wings Cafe, you've had enough poddling around at 20 mile an hour. And it's a bit too posh, the other cafe, for my liking. Got a bit of a rattle on this old door card here. I think one of the things I did when I couldn't go anywhere was I had the door card off, because the window was a little bit slow going up and down, so I took all the door card off, oiled it and that. Now we're getting a little bit of a vibration going on. I think I've probably not done it up correctly. So there's a little job. Yes, the armrest, because if I put my arm on the armrest, it stops. Yeah, that's alright then. It's only a couple of bolts. I probably erred on the side of caution, because I didn't want to over tighten the bolts. I've done that many times before on other projects. This cafe opens at 9, it's now 10 past, so it's that's good. Right, just gonna have some breakfast. A few nice little minis at this cafe today. A bit of a mini day out. Right, let's get back on the road. Well, that was a lovely breakfast. didn't eat all the breakfast because my eyes are bigger than my belly. Yeah, so we've got a few videos coming up that are on. I've got some on Saturday, some. Start again. So I've got some events coming up. Got the double, so I've got a Saturdays and Sundays coming up. So I'm going to build up a bit of a backlog of videos if I choose to keep dropping them one video on a Friday evening. We'll see how we go. We'll see how much of a backlog we get. I might start dropping two, but we'll see. But it is nice to have that cushion of a couple of videos. So if the weather changes or I just don't feel up to it or whatever, you don't feel the pressure to go out. That was a nice bike. Yeah, so because, like I said earlier, because Steve's Breakfast Club isn't on anymore, clearly that little mini gathering come round to there. This used to be a World War II aerodrome listed, and I wouldn't be surprised if this concrete that we're going and bumbling over is original stuff. I bet a lot of it is. Right, we're coming up. Where are we coming? Yes, we're coming up to the end of the runway now. Just need to check in case there's anybody coming down there. Although I think someone would, in the tower, would switch these lights on to tell us. I don't know. Maybe we'll just keep an eye out. Don't want tyre marks all over my roof, do I? No, okay, nothing. See, there's me looking to see if anything's taking off. I'm not looking to see if anything's coming into land. No, we're okay. I tell you what, a good breakfast sets you up for the day. It really does. I bet the organisers there of that little van, I bet they regret the decision to start charging people to attend that event. It's just greed. Because now they've got about half a dozen cars there, and certainly nothing on the food, whereas when there used to be Steve's lot there would have been, I don't know what, 400 or 500 cars there. And even if everybody's only buying a cup of tea, you know what I mean? And some funny old squeaks off the old car. Even some squeaks from the steering wheel. But it's probably, a lot of this is probably down to not being used for five weeks. Well, 6 weeks, because it's the 6th week today. Yeah. They don't like sitting around, these cars. Right, well, we'll just make our way home now then, I think. That'll do me for the day. Next video, I can't remember now without looking in the calendar where we're going at the next one. I'll stop filming, then I'll remember, go, oh yeah, that's where we're going. Right, I would like to thank everybody yet again for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your kind words in the comments. Really nice. And we will see you on the next one. Thank you very much.